how's you and the rest of the band keeping these COVID times?
We've been pretty good. Obviously, stuff like rehearsals and that have been a bit of a ball ache. Really, it's been kind of when restrictions ease, that kind of thing. We have finally been able to set up in our studio properly, so we can rehearse at the minute with the guidelines given. So the 2 meter spacing, masks, that whatnot. So we've been able to do that, but again, it's still minimal contact, obviously. So it's a bit, a bit iffy in that. But yeah, it's been all right. It's given us a good chance to do the promotion side of everything. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's given us a lot of time to do promotion and stuff like that on the social medias, get in contact with people we wouldn't have usually been doing, and yeah, just generally give us more time with a few of us being furloughed to put more time into the band.
Yeah. So when did you start meeting back up again? Was it recently, or did you start back up more closer to Christmas?
I'd say, well, when we came out of the first lockdown and restrictions started to ease, that's when we recorded the album. So we got that recorded in that first kind of break, and then obviously we went on to another lockdown, and from there we started doing the promotion side of the album, getting the singles ready, the videos, that kind of thing. And then coming out of the second lockdown is probably when we started doing getting a bit of practice going again. So I'd say it was probably the one before Christmas, so about October, November time was when we started meeting up and doing a bit of practice.
So with I looked you up on Spotify and I listened to quite a few of your songs. Is there, as you said, you've got plans with a full album coming out? So what's the time frame with that?
Well, our album's actually out next Friday.
Right.
So yeah, it's very busy at the minute. Is getting stuff like that prepared. Merch is going out. Albums are going to be being sent out, and that so they can get to people on time. Obviously, we're contacting different people, like on radio stations, to try and get them to play us. Very busy, but that will hopefully be released. Well, it will be released next Friday. And then following that, hopefully a couple of music videos and different bits and pieces on the YouTube channel, on Facebook to go alongside it.
Brilliant. With that, can you tell me a bit about the recording of it? How long it took you to write, record, and like you said, you've got some music videos planned.
Yeah.
For the near future. So can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah. Well, the album as a whole, it's probably taken about 4 years to write. It's because we never set out going, we all got together and then we're going to write an album. It was more over the few years we've all been playing music, and we started off like every band, playing the classics like Smells Like Teen Spirit and Sweet Child of Mine and stuff. And then we went, well, we'll write one of our own. We wrote one of our own, and that was Wall of Lies, and that was back in 2016. And then we had a few people leave, a few more join, learned a few more covers like that. I know mainly over the last, I'd say, year and a half, we've been writing a lot of our own stuff rather than doing the covers and that.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably in the last 2 years, we got a majority of our album written. And then last March, I believe it was, or last April, was when we actually recorded it and got that all down. The music videos are more sort of like, because a lot of the songs I write are storytelling. It's like, it's not just, I met this girl and I loved her and then she brought me out. It depicts, it depicts more than that. So we're trying to get some stuff sorted in the way of visual kind of representation of the music. But at the minute, it's hard to try and get any shooting done with lockdown and stuff.
Yeah. How did you all meet, and what music did you grow up listening to? What influenced you?
Oh, there's loads. I can listen personally to any genre of music, but I think what kickstarted my love for rock was probably my mum and my dad. My mum was always big into like a Bon Jovi and stuff like that, and my dad was into his Genesis and Europe and really like just rock and roll kind of bands. And I was like, oh, this is great. I was listening to stuff like that, ZZ Top, and then I heard Iron Maiden. It was Different World. I was like, ooh, what I've been listening to, but heavier. I was like, oh, that's nice. So started listening to Iron Maiden, and from there it kind of just snowballed into all the metal I listen to now. But yeah, I know it's the same for Morgan, our drummer. He was the same. His mum used to listen to the AC/DC, that kind of rock and Queen, and
Yeah.
slowly developed and stuff like that. But I think we originally, well, three of us met in school, and we happened to be like the only ones that could play and like rock music. So we're like, well, that's a coincidence. And Harry's recently joined after we recorded the album because we felt we needed a rhythm guitarist to fill out the sound. There's a lot of dual guitaring kind of going on in the songs.
It's you talk about like the songs which you grew up with and with your parents and all that. And since I've been doing this, because I deal with Metal Blade Records and Napalm Records and all that, and other record labels, and the amount of music which is coming my way, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't have listened to it and all that. I probably wouldn't have heard about the band. And then I've gone, put it on and all that, because I got to do a review. And I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And my, where I was like growing up, listening to Kiss, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Ozzy at the early years and things like that, it's just gone from death metal all the way through to bloody Bucks Fizz.
Yeah,
I'm just getting so much sent to me, and I'm like putting it on, and I'm thinking, oh my God. Now, my hero is Gene Simmons, and it's all over the bloody place with him coming out saying rock is dead, and I could honestly say it ain't. The amount of music which is out there, like yourselves. I've sat there, I've listened to your songs, and I'm like, oh, bloody hell, this is really good. And I wouldn't have known about it until if I wasn't doing this. Yeah. And like I say, I try my best to promote as much music as I can, because rock is not dead. There's so many amazing albums out there, and I just think people need to have that exposure. There's got to be, like bands like yourself and all that, need to have the exposure. It's hard times for a band with the likes of Spotify and all them, which is taking the financial side of it. But it's like there's quite a few bands which have embraced it and gone, do you know what, we're doing our own thing. Why let a record label now take control of this album, and we earn pittance, especially with the likes of Spotify? Because I used to be in a band a very, very long time ago, and I used to write songs, and our band is on Spotify. And I've just left it. I've done no promotion for it or anything like that. I've just left it.
Yeah.
And I just think if I was starting out now, I would take all our way. I'd be like, no, I know it gives exposure all over the world, but self-promoting can give you that anyway. Yeah. And it's platforms out there which will give you that. Like I said, with my website, there's people which visit it all around the world, and I just look at it and I just think, do you know what? The only person who's doing the work for that is me. So, bands like yourself will always have a place to do with my website and things like that, because one, I think promotion is very important, and two, the music is great and it needs to be highlighted. It needs to be shown on this huge big platform, and that's my job. And when you sent the email and all that, the first thing which I always do is I look up about the band, because sometimes, don't get me wrong, you'll get somebody which is local and they will say, oh, can you promote my band and things like that, and you listen to them, and I just think sometimes I'm like, look, I can't do nothing for you. Go and speak to these people. They will give you advice and they will tell you which direction to go in.
Yeah.
But no, it's I sat there and I was listening to your singles, and I was listening like 4 or 5 times, just listening to the same songs over. And I was like, this is really, really good. And one of my questions was going to be, are you releasing a full album? And you are. So I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. Like, so anyway, moving on with COVID now being pretty much getting controlled. Have you made any touring plans? Have you got anything in the future?
Yeah, we've got a few places like festivals that are looking either towards the end of this year, like in August, or the following year again.
Yeah.
Obviously can't say which ones at the minute because it's all a bit hush hush. But there are a few festivals that are in the pipeline, and then those are a bit easier to sort out. It's then about finding the gigs and the venues and when they specifically can open up. So at the minute, there's talks of sort of like on Twitter, a few different bands are going, we'll get this sorted. And then it's just sort of like finalizing dates once we know what's available, and once we know what capacity it'll be and where we can do it and when it'll be. But there is talks, but at the minute there's nothing solid. Just because again, everything could change within the next few months, and a bit unpredictable. So.
I heard it on the news today, or that they're trying to concentrate with the government with using a certificate. They're going to be doing it for the FA Cup final, Wimbledon, where people have basically either got on a certificate showing that they've been vaccinated, or that they've had a test. And that one of the things which they've said is that they want, especially outdoor activities, to get back to normal. And that's a really good. Like I've had my first job and all that, and I'm a big pusher for it in so many sense, because I keep saying to people, look, you have a job, you have your second job, and then things go back to normal. Things start moving in a direction. And with all the conspiracies and everything like that which is out there, the one thing which I keep focusing on is that, do I want to go and photograph and review concerts? Yes. Do I want to go to festivals and enjoy myself once again? Yes. Do I want to go to venues and listen to bands on a regular basis? Yes. And the only way, if somebody says to me, the only way you can do that is by having a certificate for one of 2 reasons, then to me, that's a no-brainer, because I want to go back to normal. I want to be sat either in the arena, or I want to be stood in the pit photographing, reviewing the concerts. And I try to tell people when they go, I'm having an arbor, look, if it gets you back to normal quicker, then just take it. You know what I mean? I'm ex-army, and the amount of shit which has gone into me. Well, going out to Iraq and out to Kosovo and out to Africa and all that, the amount of bloody darts they were using, throwing them at you, like. So as I keep saying to people, look, the amount of shit which has gone into me, it's only just one more thing to be added.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're the same here. It's more kind of just like, I've had enough. It's been a year and a bit now. Whatever it is, I'll get it done. I just want some form of normality back.
Yeah, and definitely, it's like the amount of I'm hearing the hype from promoters, from festivals, promoters, band bookers and all that. I could feel the positivity coming from them, and they are like, I'm getting the job because I want, no matter, excuse me, I want to be back doing what I love, and
Yeah.
it's definitely the way forward. Anyway, but many artists, they've taken to like live streaming their concerts,
Yeah.
or taking to Facebook and doing that sort of thing. Is that something which you've thought about doing, or something you might do in the future?
Well, we have done a couple of live streams. I think probably second lockdown, maybe. It was like a bit of a Q&A. We all did it individually on separate ones. So Jack could do a bit of guitar, Harry do a bit of guitar, Morgan play some drums, I do a bit of singing, and then some talking, just interaction with the fans. And I think it's stuff like that that's been keeping us going through the lockdowns, really. But yeah, there's definitely it's probably going to happen again in the future, I imagine, relatively soon, especially with the album coming out. We find it's just a great way to communicate with fans rather than a little text bubble on Facebook. You know, you could just say, if there are any questions, what's going on, what do you want to know, what would you like us to do, you know, where are you guys listening from, that kind of thing. And it just gives that interaction that you would have at a venue, but you know, of a laptop instead, because there's a lot of fans that we've gained in the last year that we've just not been able to see. You know, usually we'd see him at pubs, say he'd come down to see us, yeah, all right, mate, you know, you go have a pint with him and whatnot after the set and stuff, and we've not been able to do that. So I feel like these kind of live chats and Zoom meetings and stuff like that is a good way to keep that interaction up.
Yeah, it's a massive positives. There's so many bands which have embraced it and got it down to a T. And it's like what I do on the website. I do a thing called, because at the moment, obviously, we can't go to concerts, so I can't review concerts. But I got a thing on it called Social Live, where it's bands which have either gone on Facebook or they've done a full live stream from a venue, and so I review them, and then they automatically get put, because next month, with Therapy Through a Lens, we will be doing our second year of Music and Film Awards, and we had a massive reaction from it, from some of the top bands. Last year, we the Lifetime Achievement Award went to Toby Jemison.
Yeah.
And we got some of the top bands around the UK, which are like Those Damn Crows, Massive Wagons. They really took the whole bloody lot.
Yeah.
They were winning left, right, and centre, and so was Those Damn Crows. But one of the things which we're doing this year is with Social Live, which is, and then what we do is we put it out. All the fans get to vote. They either vote for their favourite or they vote for something they've seen. And it's like new albums, up and coming artists, and then we send the awards out then in about August, September time. So it gives us time then to get in contact, and get stuff. But we had such a massive response last year, and everyone at the moment on the website, on the Facebook group, we're doing a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's doing really well with the fans, which are taking part, voting for what artists they should be inducted, and then whoever wins at the end of the period, which is normally about a week, I'll go and meet them and present the award with them.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to get fans and other fans looking at for example, say new up and coming band. Last year it was those Damn Crows, which won it. But those fans then see another name, so they'll go, "Oh, who are they?" And they'll click on it, and then it just all starts building. And it's like with yourselves, because you got an album coming out, more than likely it'll be added to up and coming new bands, and they'll probably go into the album section. So all your fans then need to get on there and vote, and you never know, you might win. But you also get in publicity for other bands to get, and it's like we've got like Stone Dead, we've got they won it last year for best festival.
Yeah, it was a good festival last year.
Yeah, and so what it also does is that we've got venue promoters and owners which are on the site, so they get to go and see other bands. So it does open up avenues. It's a fun thing, really fun. So I'll have a listen to your new album, and then you'll probably be entered into 2 categories. So
yeah, brilliant.
It's up to yourself then to be if you want to win.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant. Yeah, you'll have to let us know when it's all set up and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's at the moment I'm focusing on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like, and at the moment there's Magnum and Wild Arts, which and in 3rd place is Alice Cooper. So yeah, it's a good fun thing, and what it does, it brings awareness to PTSD and mental illness, so it attracts more people there. But anyway, there's me yapping on. Finally, are we going to see you in Wales in the near future?
I would hope so. Yeah, definitely. With Manchester being sort of quite centrally located, it's we've got the ability to kind of travel a fair bit around. So I would hope so. As soon as venues start opening up and promoters and bands and stuff, we've got a few different contacts from all over the country. So hopefully we'll start getting back about again, and we'll start venturing further and further out, further afield.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's been amazing talking to you. And the final thing I will say, I've got your email address. I'll send you some contacts of festival people which book the festivals.
Yeah.
And some contacts to do with like Planet Rock and people like how you might be able to speak to them, because at the moment we deal with Stone Dead Festival, Rockin' the Bowl, Steel House, Call to the Wild, Planet Rock, and some, like I say, some top labels. So I'll send you an email with a list of people. I'll get it done over the weekend.
That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, and some contacts for the Patriot in them, Jack's, which is in Aberdeen. That's another top venue. Which, they book bands. So yeah, I'll send you all the contacts, and hopefully it'll help you out.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem. So anyway, have a great weekend. I'm finishing off my sponsored.
Oh, lovely.
Trooper Stout or Stout, whatever.
It's beer.
Yeah, it's bloody lovely. Really nice.
Oh.
So anyway, have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, brilliant. You too. Thank you very much.
Take care. All right.
See you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.